till further notice, a new date shall be communicated in due course. Any inconvenience there is deeply regretted. Well, before we go, we look at the headlines once again. The Finance Ministry is fine-tuning a draft public debt management bill seeking to serve as government's working document in dealing with the risk of borrowing. Education officials have been mapping out strategies capable of expanding non-formal education to cater for adults out of school youth and children in difficult circumstances. Specialist engineers in Italy have managed to overturn the sunken Costa Concordia cruise ship in an unprecedented salvage operation months after the model cruise liner ran aground. And Mexico is counting the cost of the latest rainstorm, which battered parts of the country, killing at least 80 people whilst leaving thousands of holidaymakers stranded in a tourist resort. Well, that's in all of this edition of the news. Thanks for your time, and see you at 10 p.m. for another newscast. Until then, enjoy GRTS. Bye-bye.
Employment Services is an innovative project funded by Site Savers UK under the purview of Gambia Federation of the Disabled. Federation of the Disabled is the umbrella body charged with the responsibility of managing the welfare of persons with disability in this country. This is the body that have applied for funding when a call was made from Site Savers UK to look at an inclusive program that will help people in this country to accommodate issues of persons with disability.
It is a worthwhile initiative given the focus of the project, because for so long the disabled people in the Gambia have been contributing towards societal development, towards nation development, but often people tend to oversee their contribution or underestimate what they can do. So this initiative that was proposed by the Gambia Federation of the Disabled in order to match the gap between those who are disabled but possess the requisite competence, those who are seeking those competencies by way of employers, we felt it was a worthwhile initiative to support.
The aim of the project is to narrow the gap between training and employment for persons with disability. In this country, we all know that if you look at the employment gap between persons that we call able-bodied and the disabled, the disparity is very large. The gap is big. And we believe at Disability Employment Services that persons with disability have long been disadvantaged, they've been discriminated, they've been stigmatized for quite a long time. Up to an extent that some of them, when they go to job market or when they go out to apply for positions, because of their disability, people tend to sort of sideline them.
Being a disabled person, you know, people underrate you, thinking of that, you know, can't do nothing, you are just worthless in society. When I completed my course at GDTI, I was among the 3 people they called to work with GRTS, and I was not, you know, employed due to the accessibility, because it was on upstairs and there was no lift. so it's not accessible for me.
This is something that we can reduce by enlightening people, talking to them, to bring to their attention the capabilities of persons with disabilities, their ability, their resilience, their commitment to work. And so we feel when they are also, it will also bring the burden that they also have relative with society at large. So we can roll it out and share with the community, the employees, these authorities, the communities, and services here, and it's here to stay to help people with disabilities for employment. We visited training institutions. We brought them together under one roof to enlighten them about enrolling disabled persons in training institutions, because we feel before you ask for employment, you must have the requisite skills and qualifications. Because in the job market, we all know in this country, employment cannot be easily taken if you don't have the necessary skills and qualifications.
Employment now is becoming increasingly competitive. Now that we have a university in the Gambia, really the standards for employing anybody or for a youth to become employable are very high. And because of that, we must invest as much as possible in providing all our citizens, especially people with disability, with the right kind of skills so that they can succeed at the workplace.
I once involved in a survey, and I came across a child in Sierra. This guy was crying that he wants to go to school, but no wheelchair, one. Two, the parents are not helping her, because when I asked them why he's not going to school, you know, what the parents were telling me that no, it's not necessary for him to go to school because he's disabled, he's a burden, you know. Afterwards, you know, he cannot help us in future, so it's better we invest on people who are able people, and they will, in future they will help us. I said, no, that's a mistake you are making. Look at me, take example from me. I travel all the way from Banjul, coming down here. So it's because of education.
So, because lanjuro alfin discrimination mi lanjuro si keri la commencer. So discriminate sa yow sa dom nga xamne dafa lanjure ñeneen ni ci society bi lu ñoy def ñun tamit the same thing. So foog naa ne ku nga xam ne doo dee dégga wala yàlla dafa jàppa sa boti wala sa tànkay yàlla dafa ko jàppa soo amee good education sa mbokkay jàppale la in the future di nga am progress. I'm very sure of that. So advice ma am mooy ne nañ try ñu yóbbu leen school ñu yóbbu leen skill center ñu train su ko defee ñu am ak ñeneen ñu nga xam ne lañu rawut ñu nga xam ne lañu raw luñ mën a def disabled tamit mën nañ koo def. So dafa depend on the training and the education. So early education bu ñu am mooy education su njël na dina leen jàppale torop. So it's very important parents you support them.
The parents are not with the children forever. What about if they pass away and they didn't educate their children? It will be more burden to the society. And you know what, if you educate persons with disability, they will perform. Educate persons with disability, show them the right thing. Some are having problems because they were not treated and they are not giving them the right thing to do. Thinking that, well, you have a disability, you should be relegated and be catered for. That's not the